Hussein in 1986. So the supergun was being made by an Iraqi-owned company and being exported. What was the matter with that? There was no law against it, but they made a law against it. And so that's why they had this first Iraq war. And they took Matrix Churchill off Saddam Hussein's cousin for nothing. They never gave him a penny for it. And then they gave it to Maxwell. And Maxwell stole all the pensions.
Yeah. And who was Maxwell? Who was Rupert Murdoch?
A Jew.
He influenced Parliament here for over 60 years, Rupert Murdoch. You could get nothing on the Sun, you could get nothing on the News of the World, and he was actually using it to bargain with governments to create more corruption. And this is what's going on. And they're in all the high places. They've got to be taken out. They can't be in a position of power. You cannot trust them. They will do this. They will rob you of your properties. It's as simple as that.
Like you were.
They've destroyed the Irish community here. They've destroyed the English community here. Look at the high streets. Where are the English? The English are the indigenous community here. Where are they? Where are the Irish community here?
You see this? This is a Royal Arch jewel from the Freemasons. And the Freemasons, when you get into the Royal Arch, you realise what it's all about. Because what they say, they are all descended from a long line of kings and princes. And they class Jacob, Isaac, Eli, all that lot in as what they've descended from. And they say that everything that Jacob did and his offspring did in the Bible is considered to be right conduct. Genesis chapter 33, there's 33 degrees in Freemasonry, has the password into the Royal Arch, which is LLOE Israel, which means God, God of all Israel. And the Freemasons claim they don't have a God. Well, there's a statement that says their God is the God of Israel.
Yep.
You go to Genesis chapter 34, and this is considered right conduct, where you read about how Jacob and his family camped outside the town of Shechem, got to know them. Diana, who was the only female out of that lot, was tarting around with the head chap of the son of the head guy in the city. And she got pregnant. So he said, well, I'll marry you. I want to marry you because I'm in love with you. So they went to Jacob and he said, no, you can't marry her because you're not like us. He said, well, how do you mean you're not like us? Well, you're not circumcised. So he said, all right, well, I'll be circumcised. So they said, no. All the men have got to be circumcised. So they all eventually agreed. They said, all right, we'll all be circumcised for the sake of this. So when they were all writhing about in agony, Jacob's lot went in and killed them all. Raped the women, took all their plunder, cleared off. They never even decided to stop in the town. Just took everything, laid waste to the town. And that's right conduct according to Freemasons.
Yeah. Thank you.
And that's what they did in Russia. That's what they did in Spain, because they used the North African Moors.
And they're here now in the United Kingdom,
Spain.
And they're robbing us.
Spain,
they're robbing us of our properties.
Yeah, left, right, and centre.
Left, right, and centre. And they've the top judge here in this country, Lord Justice Nuremberger. He's involved in my case. He was involved in the robbery of my case. He was involved in the robbery of Gedalia Ebert, who is actually a Jew. So they will rob them.
Oh, they rob their own. Yeah.
They'll rob their own.
Oh, yeah.
And they have done throughout the years.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've got to. You cannot have them in position of powers. They've got to be dragged out of the position of powers, or this is what's going to go on.
Absolutely.
I've got no family now because of this bastard.
Yeah.
right? And look at the taxpayers' money he's getting.
I know.
He's a fraud on the people as well. Along with robbing the people, he's a fraud on the people.
Well, look at that Justice Lord Judge G. A few years ago, Judge G. It was found out that he'd been robbing his clients when he was a solicitor, and they're going to prosecute him. And he got legal aid to fight his case against the police.
Was he Jewish?
Yeah. And not only did he
All of them are.
not only did he get legal aid, I mean, he was on a high judge's salary, but they said they couldn't prosecute him because he was ill. He was stressed, and they couldn't prosecute him.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
He then retires on a £63,000 pension and goes and lives in the Bahamas.
Look at Jack Straw. Look at Jack Straw.
Yeah, Jacob Warts.
Right.
That's what his real name is, Jacob Warts.
Oh, Jack Straw?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And Warts is straw is Warts backwards. Know that?
Interesting.